Hey, what's up YouTube? This is JillpooThree. Thank you for all your questions. This is going to be the video where I answer all your questions. I got 8 comments, and some of them are multiple questions, so I kind of feel like this is going to take a while. We'll see. So let's go ahead and start. The first one is from Retro Roadshow. It says, can we have one off episode of Nintendo Junkie Tuesdays for old time's sake? Thank you for your question. Thank you for keeping NJT alive. It was a series I did a while ago, and there was 4 seasons, I mean, to it. It's kind of like a variety show based upon Nintendo, and some of the best times I ever had in my life was doing that show. My brother and I, actually my brother was a huge part of the show, if you know that or not. He really was. He and I would sit around and just think of skits together, create characters, help each other film, help each other edit. The whole thing, so he was a big part of that. When he moved out, it was kind of hard to continue without him. Also working 6 days a week, my 1 day off, spent all day filming and editing. That was kind of tough. I did think about doing like random Tuesdays instead of every single Tuesday, to take kind of the stress off a little bit. I'm sitting kind of weird, hang on. So that was one idea I had a while ago, but again, when he moved out, it was kind of just like, wouldn't be the same without him. I did, however, do a Christmas episode, probably about 6 years ago, and that was a lot of fun. He came and helped with that. He was in that, of course. I wanted the same kind of feel to it, so I got my Sony Bloggy out and used that. That's what we used for a lot of the filming of it. Looks like crap compared to the 4K we're shooting in right now, but you know, I was going for authenticity. That's not the right word. So never say never. He lives 5 minutes from here. I never see him, only because our schedules are literally night and day. We're just off, our schedules are off, so it's hard to find time to hang out. He recently had a little girl a few months ago, so his time is really zero for a while. So I do have some stuff that I kind of wrote and never used from back then, so if I ever do another episode, I will definitely incorporate some of that into it, kind of pick up where we left off. So I don't know, we'll see. I know how Roseanne is kind of doing a reboot. The other one, there's a whole bunch of reboots going on right now, which is really cool because I love stuff like that. I love nostalgic shows like that. Next one is Death Adler. I know you are from Georgia and enjoy a good beer. What is your favorite beer from the Sweetwater Brewing Company? I'll start there. Sweetwater is a company. It's in Kennesaw, so it's probably about 20-30 minutes from me. They do have tours you can go on. You can go tour the factory, drink free beer, stuff like that. A lot of their beers are going to be like an amber ale. IPAs are big ones from them. They do several different IPAs, which are not my favorites. I always like a lager or just regular amber. So I'm not a huge fan of Sweetwater for that reason. I just haven't ever been. Of course, you know, Busch is my favorite, but I haven't had a drink in about a year or so. So again, maybe one day I'll go back to drinking Busch. I just kind of quit for a while for health reasons, you know. Who is your favorite Street Fighter character? And he gave me 3 different ones to choose from. This is a cool question. I'm not a Street Fighter fan, only because instead of Street Fighter, I played Mortal Kombat. Think about this. Back when I was in high school, you couldn't go on YouTube and look up anything. There was no YouTube. There was no internet. You couldn't like find out things. All you had were your friends. And my best friend at the time, his sister had Street Fighter, so we were always at his house in her room playing Street Fighter. I think for Sega. I think it was. So I played that a lot instead of Street Fighter. And from Mortal Kombat, my favorite character was Scorpio. With the grappling hook, you know, come here. So I did that a lot. That's just what happened, so I played that instead. Alright, next question is going to be from Tiger Claw TV. I feel the need to mash up all your example questions together. how many video game daughter kittens do you have in your career? Good question. My video game daughter would definitely be Cattlesnake, who sadly passed away back in October. She went to the vet for surgery and just didn't make it. And it was super sad, super all of a sudden. Devastated us. We have the Cattlesnake replica pillow in her honor, right here. Also, my mother for Christmas gave me this. I'm going to get a close-up of it for you so you can see it. And this is in our room every day. Little Cattlesnake picture. Right? So cool. So I wanted to show you that. We do have three cats right now. Of course, you could never take Cattlesnake's place, but we went to get my daughter one cat and came home with two because they were sisters and they were both so cute we couldn't decide, so we got two. And at the end of the video, hopefully I can bring them in and show them to you. Have to keep them out right now because they're all over the place. They like to ruin stuff, you know. Lactobelius Prime says, give us an update on everything. Life, the universe, and everything. Okay, I'll try. Right now, I have two main jobs. Still at the restaurant, which I hate. I hate working in restaurants. I've been doing it for 25 years, and I've been trying to get out for 26 years. Unfortunately, it's good money, so I can't, like, just up and leave completely. But my second job is my favorite job, and I work at a church doing audio. So that's a lot of fun. That's what I went to school for. I went to school for audio. So I do recordings there, I do live sound, I do a lot of live sound, basically. So cool. Everything else? Let's see. Everything else is good. My daughter just turned 5, which is hard to believe. We had a mermaid party for her. She's doing really good. She is learning how to read right now, which is exciting. She's super smart. She's starting kindergarten in the fall, so pretty soon. Nostalgia King says, awesome to see a new video, even if it's only 51 seconds long. My question video was really short. That's what he's referring to. He says, my question is, what is your favorite thing about being a dad? I know he's got a daughter too that's a little bit younger than Emma. His daughter is probably a year or two younger. So we're both dads, so. My favorite thing about being a dad is everything about it. Like whenever she learns something and like gets it, she's like, oh, okay. And like, that's really cool. I don't know, I don't enjoy her waking us up at 5 in the morning every morning, but just watching her progress as a human is just amazing. It's like something I never thought would be so cool, but like watching her like swim without floaties, watching her like ask for a bike without training wheels, like growing up, stuff like that. She got her first iPhone recently, kind of by accident. So now she has an iPhone and an iPad she likes to play games with. She likes to take pictures and stuff. So it's just cool seeing her progress, you know. I can't wait to see what's next, you know. Next one is One in the World. Hello. I hear you remasters over and over again. All of them. Vane is a band. I knew this band, but never gave them much attention. But now, thanks to you, they're now one of my favorites. So that's really cool. I love Vane. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. Do you ever discover new old music? Alright, let me back up a little bit. Thank you for this question. This is really cool. If you don't know, there's 3 phases in recording music. There's a tracking phase, which is like recording everything with microphones into the computer, basically. The next phase is mixing, where you comp things together, get all the best takes, kind of cut the fat a little bit, add effects, make it sound as good as possible. And the third phase is mastering, which that was not around until about 92, 93. It wasn't even a thing. Like, it just didn't happen. There was 2 phases in recording back then. And what mastering is using technology to kind of make the song super loud, super powerful, kind of fine-tuning things a little bit, changing the space, adding harmonics, stuff like that. So in a nutshell, it is basically making the song sound real loud, real powerful, really good. That's what mastering is. The reason why I started remastering stuff like my favorite albums from the 80s is on my phone I'll hear a song from today that's just super loud, and the next song will be from 89, which is real quiet. And I thought, well, I gotta take my favorite albums and bring them up in volume, make them sound really good, so it'll compare from one to the next. So, all my remaster albums are albums that I have loved and spent a lot of time remastering them. They're not albums I just took and put up on the internet. I did spend a lot of time working on them to make them sound a lot better, and a lot of them do sound a lot better. So now in this day and age, it's called the Loudness Wars. So now in this day and age, all these albums that I love from the 80s can compete with the Loudness Wars. Do you still discover old and new music? That's a good question too. One album I've super been in love with recently is White Lion. They have an album called Pride from 1987, and I've heard it before. I probably even had the tape back in the day when it was new, but for some reason I just didn't listen to it much. And I've listened to it a lot recently, and I love it. It's just the sound, of the 80s. It's just, I don't know. It's a really good album. I've even downloaded some of their other albums that are not the same. They're not as much fun to listen to. They don't have that same vibe. You ever heard an album, just put it to the side because you didn't realize how awesome it is? Heard it later and been blown away? That's the one I was talking about. I tried not to read these questions ahead of time, but I kind of did anyway. So that was the answer to that one, actually. What is your top 10 albums in your collection? Okay, so for whatever reason, most of my favorite albums of all time came out in one year, 1989. I don't know why that is. Just every album that came out that year was like amazing, from all my favorite bands. And there's like 100 of them that came out that year that I just love. So I would say my top 10 are the first 10 that I remastered on this channel. The ones that I've listened to the most from the 80s. So we got like Dangerous Toys, the first album, Shotgun Messiah, the first album, Rox Gang, the first album, Vain, the first album. There's just so many of them. There's so many I can't think of them. Pretty Boy Floyd, their first album, it's really good. So if you want to check out some of those remasters, they're on this page. Just find them. They're there for you. You can also go to my website, prodave.com, and download them for free if you want to listen to them over and over again. What is your top 10 albums in your collection? I already said that. Where would you travel if you had a time machine? When the robots rule the world, which drugs would you consider? Read more. The best. You still feel manly after crying on a romantic love movie? Okay, so if I had a time machine, I don't really care about stuff that's like super old. If I had a time machine, I'd go back and just watch, bands that aren't around anymore. Like Pantera is one of them. Saw Pantera 4 times in concert. I tried to. But of course they're not around anymore, so you can't see them. That's one band I would go see. I don't really have any good answers for that besides that, sorry. Which drugs do I consider the best? Huh. That's a good one too. I don't do drugs anymore. I just don't like them. But one of my favorite ones was probably Xanax, because I just felt so relaxed, so comfortable, so carefree. I know that's one of those drugs that's a slippery slope to where you can easily get very carried away with it, which is one of the reasons why I quit doing it, just because of that. But that's probably one of my favorites. You still feel manly after crying on a romantic love movie. I don't do that. No, I mean, love is an emotion, and those movies are geared to make you cry, so it's okay. Everyone does it. It's cool, bro. And that's from One in the World. Alright, we have Jason Relaxation. Can I have your collection? Nope. I did think about it for a while, though. Of course, he gave me the Bionic Commando marquee. It's getting slightly covered up, but it's still there. And if I had more room, it wouldn't be covered up. But, you know how it is. Between you and me, what do you really think of Star Soldier 1? I love Ryan. He's a great guy. He had an entire NES collection and sold it. I know that was a hard decision he had to make. And I think he did it to sell off his house or to, you know, for money reasons. But he has sold his house off. He has paid his house off, I mean. He does own a video game store. So I know he's doing what he loves. I love watching his videos. So Star Soldier 1, keep up the good work. I know he's got like probably more Guinness Book of World Records for video games than anyone I've ever met. I've never met him, but I sort of know him. So I was working on one the other day until someone totally kicked my ass, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get anywhere close to #1, so I'm just gonna give up now. Which I know is not what Star Soldier 1 would have done, but he is the master at that. Okay, my daughter and wife bought this for me recently. I wanted to show it. The Super Mario Brothers shirt. It's really cool. They got it at Goodwill, and it was still brand new. It still had the tag on and everything. So Emma, good looking out. She found it and said, "We gotta get it for Daddy." Demez. So did I skip a few? Nope. Okay. Demez says, important video game related question. Did you try my Mac craft dinner recipe exactly as I said to? And how was it? He sent me a package a few months ago, and he said the craft dinner from Canada is the best one in the world. I don't doubt that it's amazing, but my secret recipe is pretty good too. Actually, it's not a secret. I just put a lot of milk in it, so it's kind of soupy, but I always like it like that. I have not made it yet. I have not forgot about it. I still have it, and when I do make it, I am going to film a video. Hang on, I'm sitting all weird. When I do make it, I am going to film a video and post it on this channel. Again, I work a whole bunch of weird nights, weird times, so it's hard to find time to make it, you know, like I want, and film it and everything. But I will. It's still on my list of things to do. And did you try those candy Smarties I sent? How were they? Those are really good. I still have a few left. I've eaten most of those. My daughter and wife have not eaten many of them because they're very particular, whereas I am not. So I still have a few left, but they are really good. I do like those. What is your favorite porn category when you go for online porn? Anything free? No, I'm kidding. I like everything, really. Whenever I type in something, I always have to put the word blonde in front of it, usually. I don't know. I like some BJ stuff, just oral stuff. I always have. I like the power and dominance of the mascara running down the face kind of thing. I don't know, just everything really, just whatever. If you have any links you want to send me to watch, you can go ahead and do that. You have my email still. I'll check it out. And that goes for everybody too. My email address is on my website, prodave.com. I've not updated my website in quite a while. But it's still kind of a cool website. It's got a lot of stuff on there. So if you have not checked out prodave.com, please do that. If you didn't know about the question and answer video until you're watching this, you can still ask questions in the comments and I'll still answer them, so that you don't feel left out. Those are all the questions I have. Thank you everybody for participating in it. This has been a lot of fun for me. I have enjoyed it. There weren't a lot of video game questions, so let me think about stuff I can say. These are new. I got a Super Mario Galaxy 2 walkthrough recently, also from Goodwill, and this is pretty good condition. It's actually near mint condition, I'll say. It's really good condition. So I got that a little while ago. This shirt, my Zelda shirt. Question about this Breath of the Wild walkthrough. I got Skyrim recently for the Switch. I do want to get Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I didn't know it was a port. It is a port. Came out 4 years ago on the Wii U, so I could just buy it for that and play it and save like 50 bucks. Which is probably what I'll do. I'm just still waiting for good games to come out for the Switch. That's what I'm waiting for. Okay, cool. I think that's it. If I missed anything, like I usually do, sorry. Yep. Candle came to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.